Hello and welcome to the Dragon and Bear Show! A brand new show resurrecting the old Dragon and Bear channel, which died about a year ago.
Yeah, hello. Dragon and Bear.
Yeah, we're going to do some like reviews on here.
Yeah.
Hopefully weekly. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
If it goes well. So we're going to start with something that he brought to me a while ago. He was like, we should talk
Ages
a lot
ago.
more. I think it was like January time, was it?
I think it was before that, like when we was actually making the Dragon and Bear channel, and before we split off.
No, I mean, you on about reviews back then, but I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of the theme of this eventual
Oh,
review,
yeah.
it was more like January when we were speaking about it, and was like, oh, we should do this, and we're like, yes. And I'm like, okay, we'll resurrect the channel, we'll do it, because you know what we're going to know what we're reviewing, Alex. You know what we're going to review today?
I think I've got a slight inclination.
Yeah, it's Power Rangers the Oh no, sorry, wrong channel.
It's 2% high.
No, we're actually reviewing Pokemon, the first movie. Mewtwo Strikes Back. Because they chucked it out at the end of it, since, calling it Pokemon the first movie is a bit of a lame name.
Yeah,
they added.
It was the first movie.
Yeah, it was, but then they added Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Or Mewtwo versus Mew.
Yeah, which it is on the DVD case. I would show you, but I actually put the DVD case away after watching it. So, I put stuff away. I say that, I've got a pile of fucking Blu-rays and everything around me, so I definitely put stuff away. Anyway, okay then, so let's talk about this movie, Alex, because it's an oldie. Obviously, it was released in Japan back in '98, the year we were born. But it wasn't released in the UK till 2 years later in 2000. I've got that on my notes.
Yep, I believe it was. I sent you the date, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so, but I just jotted down 2000 because I find it ironic that came out in 2000 and then the sequel, which is also called Pokemon 2000, came out the same year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did enjoy it. Obviously, going back to watching it again, it brought back the memories of enjoying it when I first ever watched it all those years ago.
Yeah.
And
compared to the new version that was released on Netflix, it's a lot different.
Well, they changed quite a bit. They changed a few bits here and there, didn't they? See, I like the animation style of the new one, but I like the soul that went into the old one. You know what I mean?
But we're not going to talk about that new one.
Yeah, we'll do that eventually.
We've got a long time before that one.
Obviously, I've obviously jotted a few like topics to talk about during this review. So obviously,
that's good.
This movie, since it obviously has been remade, it has left a legacy on the Pokemon community and shows and whatnot in general. Or else, they wouldn't have actually remade the exact same movie. They would have just done something else completely different for the anniversary, but they didn't. They remade this movie because it has its legacy. It's set its mark in stone and whatnot because it's a very entertaining movie, which is badly reviewed on IMDb. If you look at the Metascore.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. It's
like in the red, isn't it?
IMDb rating up 6.3.
Yeah, but 10. I mean the Metascore on there is like in the red.
Oh, I don't even know where that is.
It's usually near there somewhere. But if I remember correctly, reading yesterday, it was like in the red, which isn't good.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah, but I think it's a film that deserves more credit because I think if I remember correctly, I'd seen like a couple of episodes of Pokemon here and there before this.
Yeah,
but I hadn't really gotten into it until I watched this movie and was like, okay, I'm liking this. And obviously, then I watched the other ones afterwards, and I was like, I very much enjoyed this. I want to get into this. Not as much as, cough, the person sitting to me. A spunk load of fucking Pokemon.
Yeah,
but to an extent, I got into it.
Yeah, I was into Pokemon since I was about basically 2 years old, which I think I spoke about in
the Let's Chat.
Let's Chat the Let's Chat about, which is in the description. More work for you, Tom.
Lovely.
But yes, my brother got me for like my 3rd birthday, like the actual videotape, the yellow videotape. I wish I still had it, to be honest. It was a good one. I used to watch it all the time. So yeah, really got me into Pokemon from a young age. Can't grow out of it. And I'm now stuck with it for life, thanks to tattoos. They are a part of me.
Okay, obviously, when watching it, you get a retro feel when you look at the animation compared to some
yeah.
of the newer ones. Obviously, this sort of matches the animation style of the old shows around the time, and you get that real retro vibe. Though obviously, it is showing its age compared to obviously the later animations. It still has that feel of nostalgic retroness to it.
Yeah. Also, with like some of the parts like that haven't aged well, so shall we say, like the Vikings from Minnesota that take them to the island.
Your favourite part, isn't it?
It is my favorite part, but like it hasn't aged well in some places.
Which is why they got rid of that, didn't they, in the new one?
They did, and I was very upset when we watched it all together. I was just like, they did it. No, it's a fun little song that they put, like, but it's not.
It's no Vikings.
No, it's no Vikings from Minnesota.
It's talking to someone who's played like fucking how many, like, almost 90 hours worth of fucking Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is basically about Vikings. I very much agree.
I think it was great. Like they have like a nice little Pokemon intro, like the battle.
Yeah,
Ash being a lazy bastard, can't help cook or anything.
so he just fights.
Do you know what he can do? He can send out a fucking Squirtle.
Yeah, so that's what I like about this. The battles are really cool looking, and obviously they're interesting to see. Yeah, it's obviously your first battle, obviously between Ash and that random trainer is like, "Hey, I want to battle you."
Hey, are you Ash from Pallet Town? I'm coming to battle you.
And obviously then there's the battles later on when they're at the actual island and they're going through all the different fights. Eventually, obviously, the clone fights, they're really cool. And obviously the whole slap-a-thon later on. Pika! Pika! But I mean, overall, I think the fights are probably some of the best things you find with the Pokemon animations, and this, obviously being the first one, is the reason why they're so great.
Exactly.
And obviously, something else I wanted to bring up is obviously the voice acting in it, because obviously it's the voice acting is related to obviously the ones from the TV show more than back then.
Pretty old ones.
But I still find it fine. I still don't see any issues with the voice acting with it.
Like Vanessa Taylor, like we watched the dub. I'm assuming you did as well.
Yeah, I watched the English one.
Vanessa Taylor did a pretty good job as Satoshi. Ash.
I was like, who?
Satoshi, that's his name in Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched the new Pokemon anime in a sub, so that's not too bad. But yeah, she did a good job. She's not the new person. I can't remember the name. She's basically voices every young lad, male, in cartoons nowadays, basically. But yeah,
I know. Obviously, the main voices that are hugely different compared to the sort of late ones. Obviously, Brock is obviously a lot different. I did prefer the newer Brock, but I don't mind the old one because you say the retro feel to it. And obviously the fucking Jesse and James ones, especially James. James sounds drastically different. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but obviously I still think it's some decent voice acting, especially for a fucking film.
Yeah.
Well, technically speaking, of
from the 1990s.
Yeah, but 2000 they sort of more likely.
Oh yeah, the voice acting for that one.
Yeah. You get the gist of it. The soundtrack as well. It's got obviously a good beat to it. From the opening sort of battle with the soundtrack in the background, and then as it goes along, there's a lot of music over the fight scenes. Even the fucking end credit when it's showing the sort of stills of the characters in different places. It's got a nice
I think
beat.
That's so good.
It's got a nice beat to it.
Yeah.
What else have I got in my notes?
There was actually a cut part of the movie, which we don't get to see in English. I'm not sure if it was an actual part of the movie itself, but there was a prelogue to Mewtwo, and like how he grew up with
Mew.
like a clone of a child.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, have you played Shadow the Hedgehog the game? Or seen the
remember
movie?
it, but I don't like to an
Basically,
extent.
Mewtwo was a clone, obviously,
Yeah,
clone
yeah,
of Mew,
yeah.
and I think it was one of the scientist's daughter, was dying, so they made a clone of her so that she could live on.
Hmm.
But basically, the clone of the daughter dies, and Mewtwo was put back into like his
Pod.
sleep. Yeah, and then we carry on from where the movie starts.
Oh, okay. Bit of information there. I didn't know.
Yeah, I believe this is true. Like, I'm not gonna say it's 100% because, like, I could be fucking
Completely off.
yeah, and it could be something completely different. But I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay. Obviously, it wouldn't be right not to not talk about the movie plot.
Yeah,
It's a good
obviously.
plot. For the fact, obviously, it's like
Yeah.
them basically getting tricked to go to an island where obviously Mewtwo's just like, "Ha, fuck you all! I'm going to destroy all your Pokemon."
I want to have I
It's obviously a
destroy
lot
Stranger
darker than obviously
than
the
normal Pokemon
yeah,
episodes.
but obviously that's completely different in the Japanese version because Mewtwo's more lighter, isn't he? In the movie, if I remember correctly, reading. From what I've read, he's a lot more lighter and it's got more emotion compared to this version, which is emotionless, essentially.
I believe so. I'm not
Basically,
sure how much the
it,
Japanese
I
version.
was reading an article on it. It's like apparently they changed it. Obviously, the English dub to made him more
Yeah,
emotionless, darker. This is obviously the whole difference between the two cuts.
yeah.
Which I don't mind the darker tone for Mewtwo. I think it works perfectly
It
for
kind
him.
of suits him, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
because a lot of the shots apparently in the Japanese version, when he's there, it's all lightened up. But in this one, obviously,
Yeah,
a lot of it's in the shadows, isn't it? Which,
yeah,
in my opinion, is one of the things I really love about this movie.
yeah. It's like Mewtwo's hatred for Mew because he's a clone and like he shouldn't belong in this world. He's not a Pokemon in his own eyes because he was a man-made thing. It's a very deep as well. I
Yeah,
think,
it can go,
especially in today's like a day and age, really, because you don't need to be natural to be a child or born. Like you could be a test tube baby.
exactly. I mean, obviously, the film's got its emotions as well, which I like, especially
Oh,
the Ash moment at the end. That's got
yeah,
there's a lot of emotion within that, especially shown from Peach's perspective, someone who's been with Ash for quite some time and watching his
yeah. From
friend
the beginning of his journey.
essentially be dead for a short
Yeah,
while. It breaks
petrified.
it breaks him.
It breaks a loads of people, to be honest.
I was
Like
like, when I first watched it, I was like, "What?"
I cried. I cried loads of times the first time, but like for some reason, the last time like I watched it,
I feel like
2 days
I think
ago.
it's because you know it's gonna happen. You're used to
Yeah,
it. It's not as
I,
if it's
I'm
like first time seeing it again. I think for
no, no.
first time viewers, it fucks your mind.
I was. I think it's because like it depends on like how much you watch the show itself.
Hmm.
Because without the character development and building up, you're just gonna be like, oh, he's dead. Oh, okay. Like you do in normal movies, not like feel like, oh shit, he's fucking dead. Because you grew up with the character. But yeah, um, I kind of like made fun of it. My recent watch because I was just like, oh, here comes the depressing part. I bet I'm gonna cry. I didn't cry, so it made it funnier. I just did it so I wouldn't cry, basically, because the build-up's basically everything. Sorry,
Exactly.
talking
Exactly.
too much.
No, look. If you got stuff to say, just get it off your chest. I mean, obviously, because this was the first Pokemon movie that went to obviously the big screen.
Yeah,
Because a lot of them don't after this, pretty much. I think the second one did.
yeah,
And
I
I think
believe
that
so.
was it in terms of US and like UK and that. Because Japan pretty much have had every single one get to cinema. But in terms of US and UK, the last one after these that first did to go to cinema was
Yeah,
the remake of the series, wasn't it? The last two did the Power of
the
Us or whatever it is,
Powerverse.
and the one before
Yeah,
that, the I can't remember its name for the love of it. You know, the one that remade basically the entire first season as one movie. You know what
I
I'm talking about?
Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's the one. Those are literally the first ones since if I remember correctly, the first 2 movies to actually go to cinema. So obviously,
Yeah,
back in the day, being a big, obviously, if you're a Pokemon fan,
back in the
obviously,
day.
we were too young at this point to,
Yeah,
really
we were literally like
know too much.
2.
Yeah. So obviously, people who grew up watching the Pokemon show prior to this, it probably would have been a massive fucking deal to see them on the big
Yeah.
screen and be like, oh, big screen, Pokemon. And obviously, they pretty
Pokemon.
much have like a massive variety of Pokemon within the movie, which is great. Which is what I like about the entire sort of movies as you go along.
Yeah.
There always have a massive variety of Pokemon that appear within it. And though obviously the plots are very basic at times, they have obviously there's enough there to draw you in and engulf you in this world of Pokemon to get you in, just like this. And obviously, it has this little intro at the start explaining the world of Pokemon and shit. So people who don't know it, literally first time going into it, they'll know. Oh, okay, I understand a little bit here. And obviously, then you got the whole. It gives you the Mewtwo backstory straight away, like and whatnot. And you're like, okay, I'm getting this. And then obviously it brings you into the actual full story, and you're like, I'm digging this. I'm digging this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun. It's just a fun film.
Yeah, it's a fun little film. It's like it's not the best film, but it's the start, so you can't really be so like
Yeah, it's the where they obviously
judgmental.
exactly because obviously this is where they start and then they learn from the mistakes in some of the later ones.
Exactly.
Though some of the later ones, there's a few here and there that are a bit.
Yeah, I was meant to say like the one I'm thinking of, we're gonna be talking about kind of soonish.
You can tell me at recording so we don't spoil it.
Yeah, I will.
But yeah, there's a couple here and there that are a bit meh, but I do enjoy this for the nostalgic look at it and the reminder of this is the first one.
Yeah,
this is where they learned.
Just brings back so many memories.
Yeah,
childhood, how I ruined you.
Yeah, fun movie, good action, emotional when it needs it, has enough information for you to understand what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it's a hard hitting impact of a movie.
Yeah,
that basically shows you what Pokemon's about.
It's just fun. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Stop listening to us spoil everything because we clearly spoke. Ash dies for a few moments.
Yeah,
and Pikachu gets really sad. Electrocutes him. Everyone starts crying. Comes back to life. Love that scene.
Mewtwo's just then like,
oh, humans aren't that bad after all.
Humans aren't bad, but I'm going to wait for a bit so I can figure it out myself. This is James really disappears for God knows how many years until you're done.
But yeah, and obviously there's a little tease at the end for Mew still being out there. Isn't there? No, Mew. There's a little end credit of Mew.
Oh, they're both out there, aren't they?
Yeah, no, but you don't actually see Mewtwo in the end credit. You see Mew
fly
away going Mew
because they all lost their memories because Mewtwo erased them all.
Yep, and obviously Mew's next return is the Lucario film, isn't it?
I believe so. Well, I think Mew's next return is like in cartoon version of the Mewtwo return.
Oh yeah, and then in terms of actual like proper film ones,
I think it's the Lucario one.
Okay, I don't know what else to say. I think I've summed up my thoughts. So
I think it's just a great film.
So we do some cheeky ratings then.
Yes.
There's no overall rating for this because it's not Chatter Cave. It's just a little fun thing that me and Alex want to do.
It's not Chatterbout. It's not Chatter Cave.
So instead of like,
I think
10 out of 10s and 5 out of 5s, we're actually going to do star ratings. But a little twist.
We're not doing stars.
It's a little twist because instead of stars, we're going to do Pokemon. Specifically, our favorite Pokemon. So I'll kick you off. So I'm gonna give Pokemon the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, a 4 Typhlosions out of 4 Typhlosions. 5 Typhlosions. 4 out of 5. So... I don't know why I said 4. Ignore me. I'm mentally drained after all that Danganronpa.
I thought we was doing 10.
No.
I've got to think of my score again then.
Professionals, ladies and gentlemen, we're professionals.
Yep. We spoke about like the scoring things of what we're going to.
We never once said we're doing 10 or 5. I just thought we did 5 because it's easier to do 5 heads.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give it. I was gonna say 4.5 then, but I think I might be aiming a bit higher at the moment. I'm gonna give it a 4 slowpoke heads out of 4 slowpoke heads.
4 out of 5.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. Did I say 4 out of 4?
Yeah, you did, mate. I thought you was taking the piss at first, but no, now I realised you weren't. You accidentally did say. I'm fucking. It's Danganronpa, man. It's fucking bad minds.
I know.
Yep.
You can check Danganronpa out down below as well.
Yeah, check it
You're
out there. But yeah, 2 4s out. Yes, that's not too bad. I think that's a decent start for this series. So,
8 out of 10.
Essentially, yes. If you were to merge them together, it would be 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 cats. Yeah.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed this spoiler-ish. Not, we spoke like one spoiler in the movie. That's it. So
I hope you like this movie review of a movie that came out 20 years ago.
21 years ago.
21 years ago.
23 if you're Japanese.
23 years ago.
Our age.
We're not 23 yet.
Almost. But yeah, so we're going to carry this on next week and talk about Pokemon the movie 2000.
2000.
Oddly titled for the fact that it was also released in 2000.
Yeah, 21 years ago.
But yeah, obviously check us both out on our channels.
Yeah.
We jump between channels at times. Obviously, I'm on his channel doing some Danganronpa. He's on my channel doing way out at the moment. So
GTA, not GTA. Gary's mod and everything.
Yeah, so check us both out in the description below. I might chuck FatalError in there because we are on there occasionally.
Nah, fuck them.
Well, we are on there technically because Satisfactory's out by this point.
That's true.
So we are technically on there. So,
but they don't really upload that much.
Yeah,
Hayden.
That's not even Hayden who uploaded it. It was me. But yeah, so
exactly.
Check out the links below and whatnot. But yeah, it's been the first Dragon and Bear show. I hope you enjoyed.
I know, right? What a surprise! What a plot twist! We're back here.
Yeah, we are. We're back here again. Have a good one.
See you later.